Hi you guys. Hi Penzone. So today is Friday. It's Black Friday. I'm not doing any Black Friday stuff, but it's the day after Thanksgiving. I'm still in my pajamas. If you watch my Shop Disney haul, I'm like so excited about this shirt. In the Shop Disney video, I hadn't worn it yet, but now I have. And it's like the best thing I've ever worn. Like I'll go out in the world like when I need to go to work and stuff and put on regular clothes. And the other day I caught myself, like I came home, I sat back down on the couch, I was like doing something and then I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I should go put my shirt back on. Like basically any time spent at home, I want to be wearing this shirt. And I've even thought about like if I could find the same shirt with like a different character or a different design or something, would I want to get that? And I'm like torn, I'm going back and forth because if I get another one, then I could wear this at home all the time. But would it make it less special if I could wear it all the time? Like, would it be less exciting when I do get to wear it? Like, absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? I want to give myself a chance to miss it. I don't know. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about Christmas presents that I got from my cat Herschel. So you never really see Herschel on my channel, I realized. I think he's maybe made an appearance once or twice. Sometimes you see him on my Instagram or in my Instagram stories. The reason you don't see him as much as you see Panson is because him and Panson don't really get along. It's something that we're working on. We've been working on it for a while because I've had Herschel for like 3 years now. If you ever hear a cat meowing in the background in my videos, that's usually not Panson, that's usually Herschel. He hears me. I think he can hear me saying his name, so he might start meowing any second now. But he's a really good cat. He's like super sweet. I love him, but they just don't get along, and it's something we've been working on for a while. And so I live in a 2-bedroom house, and the spare bedroom is basically Herschel's room when they're not supervised or when I'm not able to like keep an eye on them, because I want to like make sure that anytime that they're together is positive and that they're not going to be fighting. Because I think a big part of like breaking the cycle of them fighting is just not letting it happen. So even if that means having them spend less time together and then like slowly increasing the time they spend together, I think that's going to be my best bet to help them tolerate each other. So in quarantine, it's been kind of hard because I mean, I've been spending a lot more time at home. So obviously it seems like that would be the ideal time to like work with them and like help them, you know, spend more time together. But the downside is it seems like the more time I work with Herschel and let Herschel be out, he gets along really great with Bruce and they play and stuff. But it seems like the more time I have him out, the less happy he is when he's in his room. Like the other day, I had a day where I didn't really have anything pressing that I needed to do. I was just kind of hanging out at home. So I was like, I'm just gonna use this time and let Herschel be out as much as he wants to, or as long as he can like hang. And he did pretty well. He played with Bruce. He had a new bed that I got that neither of them, Bruce is right here if you see me gesturing, neither of them like this new bed that I got. I mean, it's too small for Bruce, and I think Panson thinks it's too small for him too, but Herschel loved it, so he was playing with that for a while. He also seems to think it's like a combination bed / toy, but whatever, at least it's getting used, like that's fine. But anyway, that day went pretty well, but then the next day I had work that I needed to do, so I couldn't really supervise as much. Herschel spent more time in his room and he was like meowing all day. So anyway, that was kind of like what pushed me to get a couple of more things. I was going to get some more toys and stuff to put in Herschel's room, but now that I have them, I'm kind of rethinking that approach because it seems like the more stuff I have out in the public area to kind of distract Herschel and keep him occupied, the less interested he is in Panson, and like he's just doing his own thing and he's fine. So now I'm kind of thinking it might be smarter, instead of putting all this new fun stuff in his room for him, I should put it out here for him to just play with when he's out with us. And I know you might be thinking like, well, why don't you just put it in his room and then bring it out when he's out? I could do that, and I might do that eventually, but I feel like how do I want to say this? Kind of like what I just said about my shirt, that the less exposure, right, the less I get to wear it, the more special it is. I think that by keeping the toys out here and not letting him have them all of the time, it kind of makes it a higher value and more likely to keep him distracted when he is out here. Plus, I think part of the reason that they don't get along is Herschel has a little bit of anxiety and like insecurities and stuff. So the more stuff I can have out here to make the common area like a positive space for him, I think that's gonna help overall. So anyway, I'll probably be talking about Herschel a lot more in the next few weeks and make more videos talking about this process of trying to help them get along. But I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I got him. So the first thing is I got this at Home Goods a couple days ago, and this is something that he will actually have in his room. It's like a slow feeder for dogs by Outward Hound. So as you can see, it was $4.99. I got it at Home Goods. I do really like this brand. Obviously, Outward Hound, they make mostly dog products, but a lot of them can be used for cats also. And I thought this bowl was like perfectly cat-sized, plus it's cute, it's pink. So it's just like a slow feeder bowl, and people use these for dogs and cats if they like eat too quickly, and sometimes they might vomit after they eat or get like upset stomach. So Herschel doesn't really have that problem. Panson sometimes does. He has kind of a sensitive stomach. Herschel doesn't really. But the reason I wanted to get this for him is to give him kind of like an afternoon snack, because lately he's been bugging me like he wants to eat dinner at like 1 o'clock. Our sleep schedule is still really messed up, like because I'm not adjusting to the time change because I'm home more. Like I don't have a set schedule like motivating me to adjust my sleep schedule. So my brain and my body still think like we should wake up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock every morning and go to bed at like 7:30. So as a result, I mean, the animals usually eat breakfast shortly after I wake up, and now they think dinner time is basically whenever they start to feel hungry. So I'm gonna start giving them, Panson already gets lunch, and I'm gonna probably try to give Bruce like some kind of thing like this, and Herschel a little bit of lunch, to kind of try to stretch the time between breakfast and dinner out a little bit longer. And I don't really do kibble for cats. Panson eats raw food, Herschel eats canned food. I try to avoid kibble as much as possible, but sometimes I'll use it in like a puzzle or as like some kind of a treat activity. Bruce just heard me say the word treat and is looking at me now. So anyway, I'm gonna try using this with a little bit of kibble or maybe some Ziwi Peak or something to give him something to do midday. And I mean, he'll use his little paws. These are kind of, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but these are like kind of high. So he can use his paws to like retrieve the food that I put in here. And it'll be a little bit of an activity for him also. All right, buddy, I need to get up to go get the other stuff. Is that gonna be okay? Okay, so I just went and opened the Chewy box. It was like a enormous box, so I'm not going to show you the box. It has also some cat litter in it, which you saw in my last Chewy haul. It's world's best cat litter. You don't need to see that again. Anyway, one of the things that I ordered, I just realized this wasn't my full shipment. Something else is going to be coming next Tuesday. I'll still include that in the video anyway. Like, I'm not in any rush to get this video out, so I will show it to you. But the thing that's missing is I got one of those things that, I don't know if it's suction cups or what, but it like attaches to the window, and it's like a little boat, like a little hammock kind of thing that the cat can kind of lounge in. And the one that I got was, it's like shaped like a little cat face. It has like little ears and then a little face on the front. It's really cute. I'll put a picture of it here, but then I'll also show it to you when it comes. So this thing is from Kong, and it's shaped like a log, and it's got these little critters. What is this, a squirrel, a badger, a beaver? I don't know, some kind of little animal. And then it's also got a little butterfly. So I accidentally destroyed Herschel's tunnel. He had a long tunnel. It was like leopard print. It had a couple of little cutouts on the sides, and he puked on it. Ironically, I just got done saying he doesn't usually eat fast and puke, but one time he did a couple of weeks ago, and he puked in the tunnel. And and so I did my best to like clean it up. But I wasn't really satisfied, so I was like, I'm gonna put it in the washing machine on delicate, it'll probably be fine. And I destroyed it, and he really loved that tunnel, so I decided to get him another one. I actually feel a little bit guilty that he's gone for like a week or two without it, which, now that I think about it, like, since I was saying I want to leave this outside for him, I'm probably gonna have to get a second tunnel to put in his room. But you can definitely find, this one was like 20 bucks, and you can definitely find cheaper ones. I'll probably find something that's a little more basic and put that in his room. So it's got these little toggle thingies, which is nice. If you decide you don't want to have it out all the time, you can like collapse it and put it in a drawer or something. So the badger is actually another reason that I decided I wanted it to be like an outside toy rather than an in the room toy, because I feel like he would pull this off, and it's going to be more fun for him if he doesn't pull it off and he gets to enjoy it longer. So one thing that I thought was interesting about this one is that it's closed on one side. I've always seen tunnels. I mean, is it technically a tunnel if it's closed on one side? I think a tunnel is supposed to be open because you can go through it. But anyway, most of the tunnels that I've seen are like open, so I don't know if he'll like this more or less. It's gonna be kind of like a little den. It's also not super big. Like the other one that he had is probably like twice as long as this. But I think he'll definitely like it. Like that bed that I talked about, he likes to go inside of it and kick it and like toss it around and stuff. I have a feeling he's gonna have a lot of fun and get a lot of energy out with this. The other thing that came in the shipment was these what are these called, cardboard little scratcher thingies, like refills. So he has one of these like Turbo Cat scratcher ball combos, and he loves it. I'll hear him in his room like playing with the ball and stuff, and he's had it for probably like 2 years, and then all of a sudden a couple of weeks ago he got like in the middle of the scratcher thing, he got a little bit of it like unraveled, and then he slowly started like unraveling the whole thing. And something that he does sometimes, like when he's in his room, if he's playing with toys sometimes, or with this project, he would tear little bits of it apart and pass it under the door. While I'm sitting out here, and I would just see little scraps of paper being passed under the door. He does that with his toys sometimes. He also sometimes does it with his food. If I give him his food in a plate, it's like he's a little prisoner in there. It makes me feel really guilty, but like I'll give him his food on like a flat, shallow plate, and after he eats, he'll pass the empty plate under the door. He's kind of a ridiculous cat. I love him though. Oh, I guess that you could have seen better if I showed you this side. This is what he unraveled and started tearing it up. But the good thing about these turbo things is that they're refillable, so you don't have to throw out the whole thing and start over. So I'll take this out, I'll wash the thing. You can take the ball out and like wash everything, and then pop the new thing, give it a little tune up, put it back in. So I think that's it for this portion of the video, but when the other item comes, I will show it to you, and I'll show you some of this stuff in action and tell you how he likes it and how Panson likes it. I don't know if Panson's gonna like any of it. Oh my god.